Hello, welcome to Juniper Level Botanic Garden, the home of Plant Delight's Nursery. Put your finger over your nose and we're going to meet some Amorphophallus. These are the flowers of Amorphophallus konjac, the elephant yam, or sometimes just called konjac, or voodoo lily, though many things are called voodoo lilies. If they remind you at all of like a calla lily or a anthurium or spathiphyllum, that's because they're all in the same family, a huge family of like close to 4,000 species. And it's largely a tropical family, but there's quite a few members that are hardy in a temperate climate. And I did say these flowers, but this is actually an inflorescence. And what's typical of that family, you have the spadix in the center with a modified leaf that is this part surrounding the flowers, and the true flowers are lower on the spadix. The male flowers up top, and then you see the flower changes slightly. Those are the female flowers down below. And I am hugging this flower really closely and not enjoying its fragrance all that much. But with a sort of raw liver colored spadix and spathe, and the fragrance, you probably are guessing that it's pollinated by flies and beetles, things that would be attracted to either rotting flesh or poop from an animal. But they're absolutely stunning plants. And Amorphophallus konjac is a super easy winter hardy plant in zone 7B and warmer. After they're done blooming, they'll put up foliage, and just like this hellebore foliage, just like this is one leaf on the hellebore, the Amorphophallus will be much like that, but on a much bigger scale, sort of 36 inches across. A single leaf stalk with a big, highly divided leaf up above. The foliage is really beautiful on the Amorphophallus. And Amorphophallus konjac is an edible plant. It is the tuber underground that is eaten, and that's why it's called elephant yam. And also nowadays, if you'll notice an ingredient on some pastas and stuff, it'll be konjac, and that's this starch that's harvested from the big tuber underground. There are other species of Amorphophallus that we can grow here. I think Dunnii is in bloom today. But there are other species like bulbifer that doesn't bloom for another few months, so they operate under different schedules. You'll certainly recognize the inflorescence as an Amorphophallus, and the foliage is distinct from one species to the other, but still recognizable as foliage. And we have many selections of Amorphophallus konjac. One of my favorites is Gordon's Gold because the foliage is bright yellow, and so the foliage that is already beautiful because of its form becomes even more of a standout because it's bright yellow, especially when it's amongst other plants with green foliage. I'm going to glue this leaf back on now. So a fascinating group of plants to add to your garden. Thank you very much for your time today, and I hope to see you again in the garden.